Hello, and welcome to the latest edition of Siskiyou News and Views. I'm Cindy Summers, and we're here in our mobile studio at the Siskiyou Humane Society, speaking with Shelter Manager Kim Latos. Kim, how are you today?
Doing pretty good, Cindy. Thanks for being here.
Who do we have with us?
We have Charlie. He's going to probably be in and out and around, and he's my dog. He takes care of me.
But he's good on camera.
He has.
Okay.
He's probably not as nervous as I am.
Yeah. Okay. He's your therapy dog.
He is my therapy dog.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're here in the new location, right?
This is the new building. Same facility, same area, but we moved next door. Most of the operations have been moved next door to where the old thrift store was, or our thrift store, Paws and Shop, which has moved uptown on Lake Street next to St. Cheese Pizza.
Okay.
And they still are operating and doing really great, helping to support us and the animals. And we have taken over the building, and we had it renovated. And thank you to the Atheist Estate that's donated quite a big chunk of money, and Marcia Smith Estate. And thank you for those donors that we were able to do some renovation here. And we've moved all the cats over. We were able to separate species, which is very important in our industry, that we're not mixing cats and dogs in the same areas. It's very, very important for the mental behavior of the animals. And we've moved to the lobby here and the reception. And so this is the
time when somebody stops in momentarily, but they're gone.
It's okay. Yeah, they're gone. So we'll just keep moving on.
Okay.
And also our admin offices are here.
Okay.
And
the cats have some pretty plush rooms these days.
They do. They have some very, very nice. We have the home room and the kitten nursery and just our regular cat room. We also have an isolation room now, which we didn't have before, and a separate intake room that's the public doesn't have access to, so they can have quiet and time to readjust to the new environment. Because you know that environmental change is the biggest stress for cats. Okay. And stress lowers immunity and then causes little illnesses, so we want to do everything we can to keep the stress down for animals.
And you had a grand reopening. When was that?
That was in May.
And you had about 100 people, right?
There was a lot of people here. Yeah, it was really great. We dedicated our back area that was just redone, and our outdoor cattery that we're still using for cats to Joan Lynch, who was a big part of this organization for many years, something like 35 years. So thank her. So we dedicated that area to her. We had the dedication in the lobby, and so please come by if you haven't been here yet and check out our new facility.
It's very nice.
Our new crib.
Yeah. Now the outdoor cattery, is that like an exercise area, or are the cats permanently that they?
Right now we have a cat that's in there permanently or temporarily permanently.
Right.
He is an AIDS positive cat, so we're keeping him separate. A lot of research on that, a lot of information. So if you would like to some information on AIDS. And feline AIDS, please give us a call or come by and meet Stripes. He does need a home. Okay. And it's okay to have those positive cats in here. They can live very, very long lives.
Like people, some can have the virus, but not the illness.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Yes, he's a nice boy. Okay.
Yes. We're going to be cruising the area later to show you some of the cats that are available for adoption. But we wanted to talk a little about kittens, right? Don't we have good deals on kittens?
We do right now, two for $100.
Right, so normally it's
2 for $1.
It's one for $90, but it's 2 for $100 because their adoptability impairs. It's much healthier for them, isn't it?
Yes, it is mentally healthier for them because in even numbers. So if you have 2, 4, 6, it's even numbers is better for cats. And especially when you have kittens, which, oh my goodness, turn the TV off, and, well, not today, but turn the TV off, get those kids off their phones, and watch kittens play. Oh my gosh, hours of fun, hours of entertainment.
So we're going to be doing our Kittens for Getting Fest, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Kittens for Getting Fest.
We'll put that up there. We'll do that little flyer thing?
Yes, we will. It's kind of like my Cattoberfest, but it'll be a Kitten for Kids.
Okay. So it's basically a 2 for 1. And there's a lot that goes into the care of an animal here at the shelter before it's adopted,
Oh,
right?
yes,
That's minimal
yes.
compared to the amount of money that's spent on each animal, right?
Yes, we spend a lot, more than, we don't get back near what we're spending.
And when animals are adopted from here, that includes, they're all spayed and neutered.
Spayed, neutered, vaccinated, dewormed, defleed, microchipped. They go home with a carrier if it's a cat, or a leashing collar if it's a dog. Yes, and we get a little bag of food so they can transition over to from the food we have here to the food that the owner will be feeding them.
Oh, nice,
A
okay.
little bit of litter too, because we use a special litter here, so for transitioning. I mean, we hook you up.
Now, for kittens that are not through their full cycle of vaccinations, do people come back to continue those here? Do
Once
they do
they're
that?
adopted, they can finish that out with their veterinarian.
Okay,
But they're pretty much close to, they may need one more booster.
Okay, okay.
But they,
So that basically covers everything out the door for them.
oh yes,
Right.
for a good year, yeah.
Okay. And let's talk about the importance of spay and neutering, right?
Oh my goodness.
Well, we do have assistance here in Siskiyou County.
Yes,
It's
we
called
do.
SNP. It's the Siskiyou Spay and Neuter Incentive Program. And basically what you can do is they subsidize spaying and neutering of cats and dogs here in
Yes.
Siskiyou County.
Yes.
And if you call them, the dog number is 938
4246
and the cat number is
926 1196.
Okay. They
Did I
also
get that right? Because I have those memorized, I wonder why. Those figures.
And there's also a feral cat program, and what they do is it's a catch and release program. They will come and they will catch feral cats. They will bring them in to be spayed or neutered. They will be identified by a clipped ear and then released back to the same location which they were picked up from.
And generally, they do like to get the people where the feral cats are from, is to try and get them to, they'll loan the traps, they'll try and get the people to trap them.
Exactly. It's not really a
Transport
mobile program. It's a program that provides resources for people who have these types of issues
Yeah.
at their location, correct?
Yes, correct.
And please take advantage of this. If, there's a number of how many cats,
And how many cats and puppies and kittens that are born every year in America are 70,000.
70,000.
And there's human beings that are born are 10,000. So the math there really doesn't equal.
Yeah.
There's not enough homes. There
And
are not
because of
enough
that,
homes.
here in the US,
400.
400 animals.
400.
Animals every hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, are euthanized needlessly in the United States.
Yep.
Yep.
Sad. Big number.
Big number.
400.
An hour.
Yep.
I mean, if we start looking at what that means even in a day,
Yes.
it's pointless.
It is pointless. The industry has been working on getting to this zero number for euthanasia, and personally, do I see that happening? I don't, because I don't see people still, even after being here 13 years, they're not getting the spaying and neutering thing down. I mean, it's crazy, because we have assistance throughout this county. Many counties don't, but we do.
Right.
And I don't know what the excuses are. I mean, I hear everything in the book, but to me, I don't understand why. It's just a simple surgery, and all these animals being euthanized in America. I mean, we really could get those numbers down. We have in the last 20 years, but not enough.
Now,
Not enough.
I think it would be fair to say that there's a stigma with some male pet owners.
Yes, there is.
Okay. And we do want to acknowledge the fact that when animals are not neutered, later in life, I think Spencer said there's like an over 75% chance of testicular cancer.
Oh yes, definitely. The testicular cancer numbers are high. 86% of all dogs hit by cars are unneutered male dogs. 86% of dogs hit by cars. Yes.
Okay.
Unneutered males, because they're out looking for the females.
Wow.
Yeah. And
So good statistics. Please
Yes.
get your animals neutered.
they do tend to be more aggressive. We see most of our dog bites that we see in the county are related to unneutered males.
Wow. Wow. Well, those are a lot of statistics to track.
Well, yes. We got it. Might not have them all memorized, but I know where to get them. Yes.
Okay, so if somebody has an animal, they're considering adoption, can they foster animals? Do you have a foster program?
We do with our kittens.
Okay.
We have a foster program for kittens where they need to take a litter home
Uh-huh.
with them, and it's really good for the kittens to be to spend some time in a home environment and not here in the shelter and be raised without hearing vacuums and dishwashers and kids running through. And so we do have a foster kitten program that we really still, to this moment, we still need foster homes.
And you provide everything for them, right? Other than the space.
Everything, yes, they need.
The food, the whatever
Food,
they need.
litter boxes, condos if we need to, toys, everything they need.
And fostering is only temporarily unless you decide to give the animal a forever home.
Yes, that's right. So fostering can be anywhere from 2 weeks to up to 6 weeks. It's very rare that it's quite that long, but if you get a mom with babies, it can be a month or so. On our dogs, we have a foster to adopt program for puppies.
Okay.
So if we have a litter of puppies, you're interested and you want to do a puppy, where you want to keep the puppy, then we'll set you up to take the puppy home immediately. We don't want the puppies to be raised in the shelter either.
Right.
If somebody's interested and wants to adopt, we're going to send them home with them, and we still vaccinate them when their vaccinations are due, and we keep them under our wing until it's time for spaying and neutering.
Okay.
And they come in for that appointment, and then we finalize the adoption after that. We provide all the necessary behavior counseling for them, and I mean, it's so important puppies get their training. I mean, 50% of all puppies born this year will not see their second birthday because of lack of training. Lack of training because
And don't we
people give up.
do free training for pit bull puppies up to a year still?
We have that pit bull program, but we have behavior counseling and training for anybody.
Okay.
That's free.
Oh, free,
And
free.
then we can also refer out to local trainers.
We're going to give you some numbers and a website address at the end here that you can contact for any of this information we're talking about today. Yes. Okay, and so what about fundraisers?
Well, our board of directors is basically responsible for fundraising, and I do
You have like the
join
Santa Paws. Let's talk about what you're doing.
we have bingo.
Let's talk about what's coming up.
So what's coming up? Where are we? We're in August, September. So we will have our bingo event, which I don't have the date with me right this moment, so we'll get that
But it will be in the month of
November
November.
in Wairika at the Elks Lodge. Yes.
Oh, how fun. Okay.
And yes, we had some really good results with that the last couple of years.
I love bingo.
Yeah, I do too. It's like when I go, usually when I talk and stuff, I'm like, no, just give me my bingo cards. Wonderful prizes, wonderful baskets available. It's really fun.
And it's nice. It's in Wairika because it gives you that exposure up there. You can get more visibility.
Yeah, we do need to be seen a bit more up there, but we do. I mean, we are helping everybody throughout the entire county.
Correct.
Yes. Then shortly after that, we have Giving Tuesday, which of course is the first Tuesday after Thanksgiving, correct? And Santa Paws, we have not come up with our dates yet, but Santa Paws is going to be here this year in our new building.
How fabulous.
Yes.
And tell them what Santa Paws is.
Santa Paws is where you come get a picture with Santa with your pet, and bring them in their little Santa hat, and they come in and they usually kind of like, oh, who's that? But then they know who to look for on Christmas Eve.
There you go. And not wake up everybody.
That's right. They have to be very quiet.
Yes.
He's got to get down that chimney.
Okay, so let's speak about volunteers. It's critical we need to get some volunteers down here for the Humane Society. And although we love to spend a lot of time petting and walking and having a lot of personal time with animals, volunteering does involve the other pleasures of pet ownership, which include picking up after them, feeding them, cleaning up after they go to the bathroom.
Yep, cleaning them after they go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's the tough one, right?
Yes, you know, it would be really nice. We do get a lot of people coming in to volunteer, and they want all the cuddly, furry, cute stuff, which is fine. Socializing is wonderful for animals. We need help with socializing. But right now, we could really use a lot of help with somebody that would like to be committed, or people that would like to be committed to a schedule, 8 to noon, noon to 4, something that we could actually get on a schedule, and they would be committed to coming in a few days a week, that we could, get them trained. Because the training takes quite a bit of time when we're looking at animal care here. Basically, we're being a low-kill shelter. We have a lot of enrichment that needs to go on, and enrichment is very defined, and it depends on the animal. Each individual animal needs a different type of enrichment program. So if somebody wants to come in and commit to being on a schedule and helping to save an animal and providing a better environment and enrichment here so that they can do better in their home when they get there is real crucial. It's real important.
Well, and hey, Mount Shasta seniors, I know that at least at your school, there's 50 hours of community service required for graduation. And this is a great place to give some hours.
Yes, we do get a lot of seniors here. We do have a lot of senior projects that go on here,
Yeah.
and we like that. But we, more.
Yeah, so
Great.
now that school's starting, let's pick the Humane Society, right?
And be committed.
So, you want to recognize any of your special volunteers right now? Or behind the scene, people behind the scenes?
Well, our board of directors is very special volunteers. Our board of directors is a volunteer-based board, and they all, and each and every one of them are very special. We have very few that are long-term. We have Kathy Williams, who's been here a long time, who's a volunteer, and we don't really have, we have short-term volunteers mostly.
Okay.
I wouldn't recognize all of them, especially the women in our thrift stores. Those are, we do have several that are long-term. I don't have a list of names here, and I'm sorry for that. I would like to recognize every one of our volunteers in the stores, because we wouldn't be able to have the stores without our volunteers. And then our two wonderful managers that manage both the stores, Tammy and Jody, they kind of oversee everything, and we need that money to come in.
Now let's talk about how that supports the Humane Society. When people go there,
they donate their used items, and then that is sold, and the money comes directly here. It goes nowhere else. The money is used to care for the animals, to feed them, to vaccinate, to medical cost, and to pay staff, because our staff, we have a full paid staff here, and both managers of the store are paid. That is our biggest expense, is the employees. But in the past, we found that we couldn't keep committed volunteers on board enough that we would lose them.
Key positions.
We need key positions, yes. And right now we're short-staffed, and we could use some volunteers, because funding is always a problem, and we always are low on funds, and we struggle a lot all the time. So donations to our stores.
Cash donations here.
Cash donations.
To the center, to the shelter.
In-kind donations, food, things we need, copy paper, garbage bags, toilet paper, paper towels, dog food, cat food. We have a list on our website that we'll just give you the
Updated,
website.
the wish list.
The wish list is on our website. Yes.
So you can donate any of those items anytime they want, and it's tax deductible.
Yes, it is.
Yep. Okay. So what about just real quick? What's going on with dogs? We're keeping dogs a few right now.
We're transitioning right now with our behavior department. So we're still taking in strays. So our dog numbers are just low right at the moment, although we have a lot of strays in that we're on hold for their owners to come back.
What's that hold period? What's the
5-day hold here? It's by 5 business days.
And then they are
they
eligible for adoption?
If they're accepted into the adoption program.
Because they're assessed after that 5 days.
Yes. So there are some that don't make the adoption program, that generally those go back to their owners anyway, so that's something we don't really have to worry about too much. Because ones that seem to be unadoptable generally come in for a short stay and then go back home with their owners.
It is a no-kill shelter.
Yes, we are no-kill. We do not euthanize for time or space. So there are medical issues, there are some behavioral issues that can pose a threat and danger to other people and animals, but those are each assessed individually by a committee and evaluated.
And reviewed.
Yes. Yes, and we still work very closely with Oregon Humane Society up in Portland, that they still have their Second Chance program, and we are able to help so many dogs by taking advantage of that program and working with them so closely. They come down and pick up from local shelters a couple times a month, and their spay and neuter programs are phenomenal up there. They don't have an overpopulation program. They are able to pull from all over California and Oregon and Washington, and from all the shelters, and animals that would be euthanized in other shelters, not so much ours or a few other local ones, but that would have been euthanized, they're able to adopt out.
Wow.
Because
their population's been controlled so well that they have that facility space to help everybody else out.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Siskiyou County, we got to step up.
Yes, we do.
Not even just for that issue alone, but for the reality of being responsible and being a responsible pet owner. And it's responsible to spay and neuter your pets. We have plenty of pets in the world, even down here at your local shelter, who would love forever homes.
Yes.
And so
60, I think it's like 63 in house right now. In house and in fosters. 63 animals, it's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of kittens.
Is your turnover pretty quick, or do you have somebody here for a while?
Thank you. Thanks to Portland's program, our turnover is quick, so we are able to clear the kennels if need be in a moment's notice, just about. So if we have ones on the waiting list, or we have litters of puppies, which we see a lot of still, that need to come in, then we're able to transfer up there for adoption. And they are also they're the biggest no-kill shelter in America.
Uh-huh.
They have a huge vets school on site, and dorms, and just a beautiful place. If you're up in Portland, do go see Oregon Humane Society. Wonderful place. And
now, people if you're interested in adopting here from your shelter, is there an application or
We do have a
something that they have
process.
to, let's talk about that a
We
bit.
have
Is it a review, or how does that work?
we have an adoption application that asks a lot of the basic questions. Where do you live? How many animals do you have? Who lives in the home? Or do you rent? Do you own? What animals have you had in the past, and what happened to those animals? What do you plan on doing with this animal? Why do you want this animal?
Wow, that's really comprehensive.
Your veterinarian information. Yes, it's no different than adopting a child to me.
Uh-huh.
Maybe
And
not
as a
quite as, we're not quite as particular as you would be if you're adopting a baby, but so sometimes we have home visits, depending on the history of the adopter. And we like to make sure that they know what expenses are going to be involved in owning an animal, if they haven't owned animals before.
And animals are not gifts.
No.
Do
they're
not come to
gifts.
the shelter to think
You really, especially children, we want to get a Christmas gift, or we want to get a birthday gift. We highly recommend that the person that's going to have the animal come in and pick out their own animal. There has been some recent studies and research done from the big guys, HSUS, and the ASPCAA of America, that they have done a little bit of research on animals as gifts, and they're finding out some new information. But we still highly recommend that you make a cute little basket with a stuffed kitty and all the kitty's toys and collar,
that you would get.
yes, and food back, and then them come in and get a gift certificate. We have gift certificates, really nice ones.
Okay.
You could put in the basket, and then let them pick that out, pick
Okay.
the animal out, because that's going to be their animal.
Mm-hmm.
And we want them, and especially with children, I don't ever recommend giving animals to young children as a gift, because ultimately it's the parents that are going to be taking care of the animal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's good to teach children responsibility. I think it's the most wonderful thing in the world for a child to be raised with an animal. It is great for their immunity, their emotional behavior. But just know that when you're getting an animal for your child, you're going to be the caretaker.
Yeah.
Especially when they go off to college, because we get a lot of that. A lot of animals are surrendered because the children went off to college.
Now, are there rules about surrendering animals?
Well, we have criteria for surrendering
And
animals.
is there a fee that they have to pay?
It would be really nice if they're not vaccinated, that we do have a $50 fee for surrendering an animal.
Sounds fair enough. If they're not able to take care of their own animal, that they absorb some of the cost in bringing the animal in and getting it in a new home.
Yes, it does help us, because again, we don't, we're always in the hole every month. We just never ahead. We struggle. And surrendering an animal can be a very emotional and traumatic experience for a lot of owners, because there could be there's so many reasons why people need to surrender animals. And so we evaluate each case by case. And there is criteria. We usually do not take in any very aggressive dogs that have killed another animal or have had severe bites. Severe bites, meaning dangerous bites. Of course, we know all little dogs bite, but they generally don't draw blood.
Yes.
Yes, well, anything with that, any dog that has a very, very long history of a bite history or aggression, we're unable, but we will still help people with resources and placement. We'll do everything we can to help anybody we can.
Right. And if there's behavior issues, please seek out the free behavior support, because we'd rather have them work it out in their own homes, right?
Well, yes, and a lot of times what we find with people that surrender pets is they've been thinking about it for a long time. It hasn't been, I wake up and I really need to get rid of my pet today.
Yeah.
It's been many months, and the industry has found it's usually about 8 months that a person has been dwelling on this and having problems, behavioral problems, or specific reasons why they can't keep their pet anymore. So it's been going on quite a while. And by the time they come to us, they're done. We don't get very far, you know, what can we do to help fix this?
Right.
We've already passed that bridge. So know that we are here and we do want to help keep them in the home and instead of having to be surrendered. So if we aren't able to help you, we will refer you out to other organizations or local trainers or local behavior people that will help we'll do everything we can. Everything we can.
We want to keep them in their forever home.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do.
Okay, so people spay and neuter.
Spay,
Number one, please.
Can't say that enough.
Please. Reach out to SNP.
Yes.
There's financial assistance available, and the numbers for dogs
938-4246
and cats.
926-1196.
Okay. Also here, if you want to talk to anybody here at the Siskiyou Humane Society, the number is
926-4052. And our website.
Your hours? What are your hours right now?
Hours right now. Our hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 12:30 to 4:30, or by appointment. We do have a really nice phone system that will kind of direct you for information. Have patience with that phone system. We're still working on it. And as I said before, we are short-staffed right now. We're transitioning with some things, especially moving into the new building. It's been a little bit of a challenge. And so do call if you get a busy signal, just keep trying. Believe me, it gets busy here. It's nonstop once the doors open. We are doing more than just adopting animals out every day. The lost and founds are phenomenal, the amount of animals that will come in, especially during situations like with the fires and the smoke and everything's just not normal or any events that are going on, big events in the area. We tend to see a lot of lost and founds, and it's a big job to get them back home.
Oh, and let's do a little public service announcement about hot dogs.
Hot dogs?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I was gonna kind of be funny for a minute there, but there's nothing funny about it.
No.
Nothing funny about it.
No.
It's probably one of my biggest concerns is animals in cars and on pavement. This year I will have to say I have seen very few. I still have seen some, but in the past, not as much as in the past. This year I've seen a lot on the pavement, and I really think people don't understand the heat of the pavement. Just remember when you were a kid, or I mean, a lot of times people that are older, they don't walk on the pavement anymore barefooted, and it's hot. I have heat guns that we take out when we're out in the field or out in the streets, and we just educate people, show them how hot that is pavement. 150 to 160 on an average 90-degree day, and
So you can bet it's about 50 degrees hotter
and yes,
on asphalt in the day.
And it's not, they don't have special pads, they don't have like heat resistant pads. They don't have quite the sensitivity that we have on our feet, but they have sensitivity. And I have seen some pretty nasty feet, burn wounds on feet come in, and it's really sad. And then the cars, I love my dog. I love to take my dog everywhere I go. And I know when people have their dogs with them, they love their dogs. But when we think it's just 5 minutes to run in the store,
It's never is. You're going to run into that person? Or?
We've done our own research and our own tests here in town. Several years that we timed people that didn't have dogs with them. We timed people going in the store. How long do you think you're going to be going in today? Oh, I'm just going to run in and get some milk. And we do these little tests, and it never is. And unless you have a spare key that you can leave your car running with the air conditioner on and the windows rolled up, and you have another key that you can get back into the car with, leave your dog at home if you love your dog. Or any animal that you want to take in the car, leave them home if you love them. This time of year, it's hard for me because my dog goes everywhere. But I know in my heart what's best for him, and I've seen what happens. I've seen a lot of gruesome stuff.
A week here, a couple weeks ago, that two dogs
in Mount Shasta died in 1 week from hot hearts. And
it's unacceptable.
No, it is unacceptable. There's no excuse for it. There's no reason. There's just no. I mean, people do not understand how quickly it happens. How quickly the car can heat up. And I did.
It's an oven.
Oh my goodness! And I read a really extensive medical document on what happens to the animal's body during heat exhaustion and being overheated, and it's incredible how fast they deteriorate in like 10 minutes. 10 minutes, the cells that surround the liver and the heart and everything just starts breaking down so fast. I got goosebumps just because that paper just really,
So
I already
intense.
had problems with animals and hot cars, and I read that and it's like, whoa,
Right.
now I got more problems with it.
Because even if they survive, there's chances that there's some
Brain damage.
permanent damage.
Permanent damage and internal permanent damage, not only brain damage, but internal organs that just so quickly, within 10 minutes, boom. And it only has to be 80 degrees outside, and windows down doesn't do a thing. It really doesn't. Having your windows down a couple inches or all the way, it's
still hot.
Heat is heat went to an animal. It's still hot.
So leave them at home where they can be safe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then even in the winter, when it's cold,
Yeah.
you know, when it's freezing, leave them at home.
Leave it at home.
Yep.
Yeah. That's where they're always safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, thanks for all you do.
Thank you. Thank you for what you've been doing. We had that radio thing going for a while.
We did.
now
Now we're
that
back.
thing going.
I know. You said
I
we're
love
fine
it.
as long as there's no camera. but
I
here
always
we are.
say no cameras, so maybe after a couple of shows I'll be a little bit more relaxed here.
I think you look pretty relaxed.
Okay. Oh, must be all that work I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, you're having a little break time that nobody can interrupt. That's what it is,
Well,
right?
somebody tried to.
I
You
know.
saw that. I wasn't wrong. It's like very rare can I get anywhere for more than 5 minutes without, hey, Kim. Challenge.
So, we're going to give them the 411 at the end here, but let's
Thanks.
go through our regular thing that we do here on the show. We have our word of the day,
Oh,
so we can educate people. This is educational, just like what you shared.
Yes.
We always like to have a little something
I like that.
if we're doing stuff fun.
what is our word of the day?
Our word of the day today, I'll put this over here, is Elysium.
Elysium.
And it means any place or state of perfect happiness, paradise. So that's what we're seeking here, a state of Elysium.
Well, I know wherever it is, there's got to be an animal there with it.
I would say
I
because,
think so.
yeah, there can't be paradise without
Yes.
animals, right?
I've been hiking around looking for that. too.
Well, and you know,
should we use
speaking
that
of
in
which,
a sentence? Should we use that in a sentence?
you have created a perfect Elysium here for these wonderful animals
I like
until they
that.
have their forever
We
homes.
have. Really, it takes a lot to create that Elysium too.
Yes, it does.
And I bet you if you asked them and they could talk, they would say it's Elysium.
So speaking of animals, always have a positive saying of the day.
Yes.
And today it is, until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened.
That's
Do you
true.
agree with that?
Oh, I so agree with that.
That's Anatoly France said that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's such a love an animal is. I mean, you don't know love without having loved an animal.
Yeah.
Or receiving the love from an animal. Unconditional.
Mhm.
Absolutely unconditional.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They
They're a
are-
blessing. They're a blessing.
They are.
Yeah.
And I will continue to help them and place them and do everything we can for the community and their pets.
Thanks for what you do for
Thanks,
all our
Cindy.
four-paw friends.
Thank you. See you next week.
Well, we do have one thing that we close the show with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell me about this.
No, I didn't. We always sing happy birthday to everybody who's had a birthday in the last week.
Oh. Are you seriously?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Do I have the whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Do we have a list of names?
No, we just kind of fill in that
That's
part with
pretty
like, yeah, isn't it fun? Because it...
Well, let me get my singing voice ready.
Okay, ready? La 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 la
Oh,
la.
there you go.
Me.
Can I woofer me
La
out?
la 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 la. Yeah, you can.
You didn't tell me I was gonna have to sing on camera.
I know.
Here we go.
Ready?
Start off.
I'll give us a 3 count, okay?
1,
2.
3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Anyone who's had a
Everybody, it's
birthday. Happy birthday to you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Siskiyou News and Views.
Bye.